welcome back to our channel, and if you are new here then hello and welcome. My name's Alexis and this is Ted.
Hola.
And today we are going to be doing a garden tidy. As I just mentioned, today we are going to be doing a garden tidy. Our garden has become quite overgrown due to the rain that we've been having in the UK, so we really need to clear this side up. We might have a clear of other parts of the garden, but this is the main part of the garden that we're going to clear today. And while we were doing it, we thought we'd share what we're going to do with you. So here is our garden tidy. First thing we decided to do was to get rid of the big trees that have been growing near our house in this part of the garden. This is a sycamore tree, and sycamore trees are trees that you don't really want growing, especially near the house. The roots can destroy the foundations of your house. As you can see, this tree got rather large as well, so my husband wanted to get rid of these first, and while he was doing that, Ted and I went and concentrated on getting rid of some of the bushy parts of the garden. But I did discover while I was doing this that we actually had some blackberries growing over our side of the fence, and when they're growing over your side of the fence you can actually pick them. It is law because they are on your property. These were only growing in the neighbour's garden, so I decided to pick these, and I've washed them. Ted and I both washed them, and then I've put them in the freezer for a later occasion. I think I might make an apple pie, or I may even make some apple crumble muffins as well. But yes, we decided to have a little pick of all the ripe blackberries that we could find, and while I was doing that, my husband then came over. He'd got rid of the first tree and most of the root of the first tree as well, and then he decided that he was going to get rid of the other two trees that had been growing in this part of the garden as well. My husband Howard continues to remove the trees and branches from that part of the garden. Ted and I start to remove the leaves from the branches. The bigger branches we are going to take to the recycling centre, and the leaves we put into green sacks that our council will collect later on this week. Unfortunately, the rain stopped play for a little while, so while it was raining, Ted and I decided to wash the blackberries that we picked earlier that day. So I'm just going to pour the blackberries into a colander and wash them under the tap, and then later on I'm going to put these into the freezer, and next weekend I'll probably make these into a chocolate cake or maybe some muffins, as I mentioned earlier. So while it was raining, Ted was outside playing basketball, but dear old Daddy continued to take down the trees. So this is the third tree I think he's taking down here. So we had 3 big sycamore trees growing in this part of the garden, and as I mentioned earlier, these aren't great for the garden walls or any foundations that you may have. Sycamore trees the roots of a sycamore tree tend to spread everywhere, so they really do need taking out when you see them. And also Mum said to me that you've got to try and take them out by the root as well, otherwise they may just grow back. So yes, we did try our best to get these out. We did have to leave the roots in, unfortunately, but fingers crossed they won't grow too much, and if we see them growing we'll just cut them again. So yeah, once the rain had stopped, Ted and I then continued to remove the leaves from these branches or trees, and as I said, we're going to take the branches to the local recycling centre, and all of the leaves I think I now start to put into green sacks. This is the final tree that my husband had to try and remove from this part of the garden. He actually had to use a junior hacksaw to hack away at the small trunk of this tree, and then as you can see here, he's actually had to go and sit on it as well. It was a very bendy tree and this was a very hard job, but he did brilliantly this, and he managed to cut the tree down, so we're very pleased. The roots still are in the ground, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But this part of the garden, I think I'm going to try and put some evergreens in here because we never really get any sunshine in this part of the garden, unfortunately. And I know from previous gardens that I've had in the past that when you put evergreens in, they tend to grow anywhere. There's an evergreen further up that's grown beautifully here. Rosemary also grows really well when there's not much sunshine either, so I may put some rosemary as well. Oh, and my husband also removed some of the blackberry bushes from the back of the garden, so while he was doing that I actually picked some more blackberries as well, so we managed to get quite a lot of blackberries. So I now have 2 Tupperware boxes full of blackberries in my freezer, so I was really pleased about that as well. Howard continued to trim back the garden, and I continue to remove the leaves from the bigger branches and put them into the green sacks ready for the council to collect. And Howard has left this bit for the moment, but we have cleared away all of this bit here, so we got rid of the big trees. And I'm thinking I might put some evergreens in here because nothing really grows at this point. My sage is still here, which I'm really pleased about because Howard got rid of that last year, but that's still there. But I'm thinking of maybe putting some evergreens here. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Any gardeners out there? We've also had to clear of this area as well, and we've chopped back some of this tree because it was hanging over our trampoline and leaving little bits of leaves and stuff which we would tread on, so we've cut that back, right back as well. So yeah, it's looking a lot tidier, but I need to know what to plant in this bit now. Once Howard had finished trimming back the garden, we then decided to clear the patio. The patio had become quite messy where I had cut the leaves from the branches, and we did end up using quite a lot of green waste bags. So garden waste bags we use quite a lot. We do actually have to buy these ourselves, so we buy them from a local corner shop. I think they are about $2.99. I'm not too sure. I think that's how much they cost, and you get about 10 or 20 in the pack. So they are quite expensive for what they are, really. But the council won't collect them, won't collect your garden waste unless it's in these green bags. So we did need to buy them, and we did really need to clear this part of the garden. But we are really pleased with the finished results. I'm really pleased as well because hopefully it means I can grow some evergreens here, and those hopefully won't cause as much waste as this has. So yes, the efforts were worth the results. still have these branches to clear, and we also have some branches that we are going to need to take to the recycling centre ourselves, and this is all of the garden waste as well. But for now, that is a job done. So that's our garden tidy done, part 1. We think we're going to have to probably come back to this at some point. There is still this big bush here that we need to deal with. So yeah, this is part 1 done. So for now, that's it from me. Thank you so much for watching. Please feel free to give me a big thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please feel free to leave any comments below. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. See you all soon. Bye.